and it's easy to fill in. There's also Brow Dip Pomade from Anastasia. It's kind of like gel eyeliner, but for your brows. So this is what I use because I like to be able to shape it really beautifully. So you have that, and then also you have brown just like powder. So, you know, there's brow powder out there, but also a lot of people use brown eyeshadow. That works too if that's what you want. And then to hold your eyebrow color in place, you are gonna want to use the Brow Gel by Anastasia. I absolutely love this, and I just kind of put dots on it and then make it bushy, but it keeps my brows the same as I applied it all day long. So I'm gonna go ahead and do eyebrows first, and then we'll do lash application after that. So you need your clean brows. I just got done plucking mine and shaping them. So this is what it looks like now that it's focused in. So I'm gonna be able to start doing this, and yeah, so here we go. All right, so just as a rule of thumb or a tool, if you have a pencil, you could actually use a makeup brush, whatever you want. I'll use a makeup brush, it's kind of easier. So you got 3 points to your arch on your brows. So use the bridge of your nose to be able to kind of dictate where you're gonna put your little dots to follow along. So for me, I like to go like this. It's gonna tell me where I'm gonna start. The middle, use the bridge of your nose, the middle. My arch is right here. And then you're gonna use the outside like this, and this shows you how far to go to mark your eyebrow so it's not too long. So I kind of use that as a tool. Today I'm gonna use the Anastasia pomade just because it's my absolute favorite way for application. I will do other brow tutorials for you guys that will involve powder and pencil as well too. So, but today I'm doing pomade. So what I like to do is I start with this guy. I'm using the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in Ebony. And what I'm going to be using first is an eyebrow brush. And so you're just going to need anything that is angled like this. It will be perfect for that arch that we're wanting to create. So sometimes this can dry up. You could spray a finishing spray in here. You could put even a drop of serum or anything moisturizing to kind of get it to flow better. But for me, I kind of like it drier. That way it's easier for me to work with other people. It might not be that way, but as I said, there's a way to do brows, and then there's a way that you do it yourself. So for me, it took about 7 years for me to get my brows right and how I like them. So practice makes perfect. You're not going to get it perfect you know, the first time. I know a lot of people that use eyeshadow just to add in powder, which looks good, but you can tell that, you know, you put powder on it. So when you put concealer around your eyebrows, it frames your eyes really nicely. So that way, if you have winged liner, if you have lashes, it just frames your face really nicely. So I'm gonna start with this and then dip the brush in, just a couple swipes here. And you'll see that less is more, so I don't need too much product. So I'm gonna start on my right brow like I always do. Okay, and then I am just gonna start where the arch starts. Again, use your brush to use as a tool to see how far you can go. So I can go a little bit more. And then I like to get underneath and then on top. So what I like to do is more product on the bottom and the top, and then you can blend your way forward. I don't like my brows too pigmented because then it, you know, it looks less natural, and I kind of like the natural look. So I just go like this and connect it. And you're gonna want to do the same on top. Now, how thick you want your brows just determines on your preference. So you can go down lower if you want it thicker and all that jazz, but I'm just doing more of a natural look because that's what people prefer. And then I just kind of leave it like that. I know it looks funky, it looks weird, but we go back later because I want to make my brows more even. So you got to remember about your eyebrows that they're sisters, they're not twins. So one might be longer than the other, one might be thicker than the other, but you can always use concealer or makeup remover and adjust it. So it's like less is more. So use a little bit of product. You can always go back and put more product if you need to. So that is my right brow. I'm just using the camera on my phone to do this, which is amazing because it looks good so far. So this is great. Anyways, okay, so that's my right side. I'm gonna go ahead and do my left side now. So I like to start both at the same time and kind of like do the steps one by one rather than just doing a whole eyebrow alone and then another one, because sometimes then it can be way off. So if you at least go ahead and measure and do it, you can kind of make it the same length and same width. So again, I'm using my brush to show me, so that's about right. So I'm going to leave it there. Get closer. Okay, and I have little product to kind of go on, so I'm just going to dip it again. And then just connect it together. Okay, so I can already tell that that one's thicker than the other one, and I'm using the mirror on my camera, so it's a little off, but it's okay. And that's why I'll smear it just a little bit. And then I just kind of go back. I'm going to use a mirror just for this instance, just because you can. Okay, a lot better. And don't worry about any like markings you have, because you can go back with concealer and clean that up like really easily. So anyways, I'm going to dip the product again. I'm going to start back here. I like to add more product and just keep the more product back here, and then I just kind of blend my way up front, so it kind of creates an ombre effect slash makes it look a little bit more natural. So I'm going to go like that and go around so it connects. As I said, practice makes perfect. Don't be hard on yourself. You're learning. And then what I'm doing is I'm just swiping the leftover product onto my brow. And then I use a lot less pressure on the edges. So a lot less pressure and just little strokes. And I like to connect it like that. And pretty much you're just going to want to blend so there's no line here. Okay, so far so good. Now you're going to do the other brow. Add a little more product, dip it again. All right. And then okay, you can tell this one's thinner than that one. So just go back. Okay, perfect. All right, and then light strokes again. Okay, so now you can see that I have this going on. Don't mind me itching my nose. My nose ring tickles a lot of the time. Anyway, kind of mark it down like that and like that. So I kind of keep it like this. This is what I like to do after this step. I like to go back with a spool, and I just want to blend it some more, just so all the products blending together, there's no open space, to give you the idea that these aren't my natural brows. And same with this one. You can see how there's a lot of kind of texture going on here. Okay, so far so good. It doesn't look ready yet. That's because I haven't applied the concealer yet. So you can use a variety of concealers. So I recommend a full coverage one that you can shape easily and it sets quick. That way it doesn't move around. So I have a couple different concealers I use, and I will let you know of drugstore options too. So NARS concealer, I like this one a lot just for shaping my brows as well. So that one's a little less thicker than the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. So this one's a little bit more thicker, but it does stay really nice and it's really easy to work with. And then also I've been using the new e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer in Fair Warm. And that's been really great as finishing my brows as well too. But for today, I'm gonna use my NARS just because it's kind of like a little easier to work with in my opinion. So I just kind of do that, and then I just kind of roll it onto my hand like that, so then you can see I got like extra creaminess going on. Okay, so that's pretty much enough product for you to use concealer to set the brows here. So I am going to use a concealer brush because I think it's the easiest. Now when it comes to the concealer, you can use an angle brush again if you want it to get very precise. I like to use my flat square concealer brush that I have, and I actually got this from Coastal Scents, and I really... Coastal Scents, if you can see... Maybe? Okay, anyway. So I just dip a little bit of that product there. And then, so I start way up here. So, this is good placement, but for me, I kind of go by off my tear duct. So where it ends, I like to go straight up, and that's where I cut it off. So, do it in a straight line as much as possible. Just like that, see? Same with this one, pupil up here. Okay, so far so good. So this is when I do the brows one at a time. You can do concealer all together and do it together, but I like to do one at a time because it's easiest for me. And then I'm going underneath the brow. And you're just gonna follow against that line. So it's a lot more clean cut. And see, it can shape it a little bit better. So then I just dip more product in, and then I go behind here. And then I go above. As I said, concealer is great because it sets the eyebrows. Keep putting concealer over the color if you feel like it's too thick, and that's how you can make it thinner. So, if I don't want this line to be as thick, then I just keep adding concealer on the color until I get the size and shape that I want. Okay, then I get a more kind of fluffy type brush, such as, there's multiple ones you can use, but I like one that's kind of like round and fluffy like this, kind of like used for blending your eyeshadow. And then as you see, I am just blending in the concealer so you can't tell what I did. Okay, perfect. So now you can kind of see the difference, how this is cleaned up and this is kind of everywhere. So then I do my left brow. I'm gonna use the mirror for this one too, but you want to get the same length that this is at. So I go like this, make sure they're even, go underneath and follow. And that's how I know where to cut it. Like that. And as I said, I'm just following my natural arch and setting that. Okay, and I can already tell right now too, this brow is still a little thicker. Okay. This case, it's bigger on top too. So as I said, I'm just gonna go straight up and down and put my concealer there. And I usually like to start back here because it's easier. Okay, so you kind of see it like that. I'm gonna blend this guy, blending the concealer around. Okay. All right. Then I kind of like to go back with this again because you can kind of see this is still a little bit lighter than this one. So I just kind of go back and add a little color, not too much. And then, so you're done with the concealer and you're done setting around it. So the final step that you're gonna do is the brow gel. It's kind of like mascara. You got your little spool. So what I do is I do a dot of the brow gel here, the arch, and back here. And I just swipe upwards. Because lately I've been liking my brows like bushy. It's on trend, so that's what I've been doing lately. And then voila. Okay, perfect. I felt that one was a little still too thick and now it's not, so now I'm feeling better. So I always look at this edge, okay, make sure this is always matching it. I feel like this one's a little farther away, this one's a little too close, so I'm just gonna do straight down. And then back with the spool or the brow gel, whichever one you want, but I already have product in it, so I'm just gonna use the spool part just to, perfect. You have it. Now, you can see sometimes the product gets scarce, so you can put more like powder on top in order to make it more fuller, but I think it looks more natural this way, so I prefer it like this. So anyway, since I am done doing that one, now I would like to do applying lashes, because a lot of you requested that and don't know how to do that. So I think that would be really helpful to demonstrate that. So okay, so there's a lot of lash glues out there, and the one that I like to use, I've been using lately that I've been really liking is the Duo, and it actually has a wand, so it's so much easier to apply onto the lash. But the lashes that I like to use are Lily lashes. They're kind of more expensive, but the one thing that I like about Lily lashes is that you can wear them multiple times with until you have to throw them out. So I usually will clean my lashes after I'm done using them, and that tutorial will be for another day. So I'm going to be using the Lily lashes, and the ones that I'm going to be wearing are Goddess. So the lashes I'm going to be wearing is Goddess. So this is Goddess. It's right here. So you always want to put the band from your tear duct to the edge of your eye. You're going to want to put it on your eye. See if it is the right length. I have really big, wide eyes. So luckily for me, I don't have to trim them and accommodate to my lash line because my eyes are so big. So this is what I use, and I don't have to trim it down or anything, but I always suggest doing that first. That way you get the right amount, because if it's too long and your eyelids are shorter, it's just going to look really weird. So anyways, indication on which eye is which. You'll see on the lash line, there's littler lashes. Gosh, I can't talk. And then longer ones. So obviously where the littler ones, that's where your tear duct's gonna be. So this one particularly is my left eye. So this is how I do it. So I do this. You're gonna apply the wand on the lash line. And this is how I apply it. So you'll see on my mirror, which is this guy, I like to tilt it up, excuse me, like this. And then you're gonna wanna go like this and look down. That way it helps you with your lash line. You know exactly where to apply, and so that way it prevents you from putting the lash line on your lid rather than your actual lash line. So, take the wand. A lot of people recommend, like, there are like tweezer type things that hold it as you apply it, and they go like that, and that's easy for me. I find it easier for doing that, looking down and then applying it that way. That's my way of doing it, and I think it's a lot easier. So I've watched tutorials where they put lashes on, like, as I said, you're just gonna want to put it directly on the lash line, and there's a hair. I like to kind of coat it just to make sure it has extra on there. You are not going to want to put this on right away, and I'll tell you why. So when you put lash glue on, it's very wet. So when you put it on your lid, it's going to slide back and forth, and it's going to be nuts. So what I like to do for about 30 seconds is just kind of wave it in the air. Luckily it's warm, it's 74 here today in Oregon, so it's nice that I have some warm air to be able to dry this. So that's what I do. So I just dry this guy, give it about 30 to 40 seconds just so it solidifies a little bit, so that way when you put it on it won't budge. I had to learn that the hard way, by the way, because I was just all like, oh yeah, I'm excited, and then it just would totally like slide to the left, and then I have all this, and then my lashes are out here, and people are like, what are you doing? I don't know, that's embarrassing. So, as I said, just kind of let it be, let it be, let it be. Okay. Put some warm air on it. So this is how I do it. Stretch out the base. Let it dry again. And you can always start from the tear duct and work your way back, or you can just apply it all at once, which is what I like to do because I feel like I have the most success that way. But, so there's obviously now in the beauty world, you can get lash extensions that everyone's getting, and I don't want to because it ruins your eyelashes so bad, and a lot of people's eyelashes have fallen out naturally, obviously, as they do, but more worse with extensions. That's why I like lashes for like special occasions, or if I feel like it, because naturally I have really long lashes, so I don't really want to jeopardize any of that. Alright, and then here we go again. Now tilt the mirror towards the ceiling. Applying lashes, patience is key. gonna do the other lash. Okay, and then you're just gonna put glue on the other lash, like so. Just on the inside of the lash band. Alright, just apply glue to this lash. I can't talk, I don't know what is going on, but whatever. Okay, now I just need to let this lash dry. Flip that mirror up towards the ceiling, look down, and apply it. Curl the lash upward so it sticks to your lash line better. Okay, so I feel like these are on pretty good. Okay. Okay, apply lash glue again. This one's staying on really nicely though. I feel very confident applying lashes. I just don't wear a lot of lashes because I think it's really time consuming. Okay, putting lash glue on the inside of the lash line again. anyways, so sorry I had to reapply, but sometimes that's what it takes. But anyways, my lashes look like this most of the time, so that's why I don't use them. But this has been my brow and lash tutorial. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions or you really like this tutorial, please like and comment and subscribe to my channel so I can keep doing these so I know people are watching them. Thank you. Till my next tutorial. Thank you for following Chanel Lynn Beauty.